Hi guys, hope you're alright. So here we are then, this is a video response, a VR, to the legendary 8-Bit Boy UK, aka Ollie. He tagged me in this video, which is obviously the content of the 3 best and 3 worst systems in your collection, which I'm going to go through in a minute. So yeah, big shout out to 8-Bit Boy UK. Thank you for kind of including me in that video, and obviously taking an interest in seeing what my collection's all about. So I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much, because I enjoy doing videos like this. So yeah, and it's all just a chance to get the old machines out and have a look at them as well, isn't it? So I've got 3 of my best machines in the collection, 3 of my worst. Some interesting choices, and I think there could be a few controversial ones as well. But the idea of this video is obviously now been tagged by 8-Bit Boy UK. I'm going to tag 3 other people at the end of this video who I want to see their collections, their best and the worst of. So yeah, let's crack on. So because I'm such a positive-minded person, let's get on with the best 3 systems in my collection, and I think you'll know which will be top of my pile. Let's do it. The Mega Drive, yeah. Yeah, I fell in love with video games, truly, as I understand them now, because of the Mega Drive. Huge part of my kind of early part of my teenage years and my later childhood. It was a dream to get one. It was a dream to have these kind of games before the SNES came out, and even though they took one well against the SNES. And it's just a brilliant machine. Play it all the time. Always had the Mega Drive with me since it came out, when I got mine first from Dixon's in Dudley in 1990. Love it. Great games, great machine, and I mean, just look at that. It's a design classic, in it, that really. You know, that lovely 16-bit font. So yeah, best console ever, Mega Drive, without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, I hope I'm in frame of this video as well, because we're a bit close up. So second best machine in my collection is a good old Sega Dreamcast. This is the PAL one with the blue logo. This is actually the 3rd Dreamcast I've ever had in my life. My first I got on launch back in 99, was it, in the UK. I just murdered that, the playing Phantasy Star Online for millions of hours. The drive died on that in about 2001, 2002. About 15 years ago, I think a friend of mine just gave me his Dreamcast, which I've been using for years. That recently died. Laser went on that as well. So now I'm on the 3rd one. Picked this up on eBay. Not a great deal of money. I'm not really explaining why I love it that much, but yeah, it's a bit yellow, but it's great and it works. So yeah, what I love about this system is simple fact that I bought this to get online, to get on the internet in the late 90s, without a shadow of a doubt. That was the primary motivating factor, not the games. The games are a bonus. You know, £200 to get on the internet back then was, you know, being a skint student that I was just a godsend. Always been interested in the internet and going online. I wasn't even interested in online gaming at that point. It just had to be able to get online, send emails. For a price point of £200, remember PCs and laptops were about £1,500, £2,000 back then. And just be able to connect it to your phone line and off you go was great. The games, however, made me fall in love with it, and some amazing experiences. Phantasy Star Online, all the online stuff, you know, like Quake, all the great arcade ports. It's a very special machine. Absolutely love it. Love the aesthetic of it. Sega going white with, you know, the white plastic instead of black. It was great. Really open, you know, open your eyes a little bit at the time for something a bit different, make it more like a computer. But yeah, and I'm still playing this to this day, 25 years on. Hell of a machine. Absolutely love it. Right, that's a Dreamcast. So my 3rd, and for purposes of video, final video in the best video machine in the best category, is the daddy, the god of 16-bit machines, the Neo Geo. Now, if you grew up in the 90s and you're into video games in the UK, if you knew somebody or someone said they had a Neo Geo, well, first thing you probably do say, think they were lying if they were a teenager or a kid. But if someone had one back then, you know, they were like a billionaire, the richest person in the world. These things are incredible. Prohibitively high cost back in the 90s for a kid or a teenager back then to buy on their own without help from their parents. But arcade perfect games, you know all about it. This is obviously the AES Japanese version. Always dreamed of having one of these, and I got the chance to get one of these. Was it 2016, 2015? was about £150 from Japan with a game and a controller that would need a bit of work. yeah, and hard for years about getting one. £150 then for an old console was a lot of money, but I think I got a bargain there, considering how much they are. And it's very special to me in the LG. I absolutely love this machine. So yeah, that's quite a lineup of good machines there, to be honest with you. It's always nice to share, isn't it? But yeah, very sleek, very nice, awesome fighting games on this thing. It's incredible. Right, now on to the worst systems in my collection, one of which has never been opened. Now, disclaimer first, if you know me, you know I'm a PlayStation fanboy. I'm PlayStation through and through. I've had all the PlayStations, from the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 5. It's a console I hold very dear to my heart. I'm quite a purist of it. I know over the years the Xbox has done certain things better, and then Sony's caught up. But, you know, for the last couple of generations, they've just been leading the way with the PS4 and the PS5. Well, I'll get you thinking about the PS5 and leading the way in a minute. But it's certainly better than the Xbox. So that's a disclaimer out the way, and I'll give you a clue what I'm going to bring up. But I've got a big shocker to start off with for some people. So third worst in my collection is the N64. Now I know this is going to make a lot of 90s kids upset, but I never had one back in the day. I didn't really feel like I needed one or any offered anything more than the PlayStation. Obviously the cartridges, we all knew back then that you couldn't get the same kind of depth in games as you could in a CD-based system like PlayStation or N64. And I've never really had any affinity with it. Obviously, I've collected it in my collection. I've got games for it. There is some amazing games on it, don't get me wrong. But it's not a system I'm drawn to play with or to use much these days. And the video output on the PAL machine is dreadful. As my good friend, the K-Log Gamer, I'm talking all kinds of funny today. The K-Log Gamer, KG, he notoriously calls this a fog machine with a video output, and I would absolutely agree. It's quite foggy. So yeah, that's the first one, the worst one from a selection. Sorry if it's upsetting any Nintendo diehards. It is good, but in terms of the quality I've got in my collection, it is in the worst ranks. Right. Now, I think this one's completely justified. This is the PlayStation Classic. Absolute flop. You know, Sony were cashing in on Nintendo, doing their range of classic consoles like the NES and the SNES. They put 20 games on here, built in, which were a mix of they were PAL games, weren't they? Running at 50 hertz and just horrible, just not the best way of playing, really. Now, if you know me, I don't buy things willy-nilly, and I don't buy things just to sit on a shelf or not open. But if you look here, it's still factory sealed. This is brand new and unused, and I bought this in, when did they come out? 2016, I think, 2016, 2017. So look on the back of the box. So we've got a year. Anything for a year? No, but I think it's 2016, 2017. And yeah, I've never used it. I've never felt prepared to get it. I only bought this because I think it was on sale in Sainsbury's a couple of months after it was released for like £20 or something, £30. I think they're £80 brand new. So I thought I'd pick that up. I've never used it. Therefore, this has to be one of the worst systems in my collection, because any you know me, anything electronic, anything I'm going to use in my life, I use. This has never been used, so it's not good, is it? But it's still in a box, so it's probably worth something to somebody. But there you go. Now, this is going to be a big shocker. My final one, worst one in the category. And it's a machine I use every day. It's a machine I play every day. It's a machine I enjoy. It's the kind of backbone of my modern gaming setup. However, I'm going to put it in my worst category because I don't think it's lived up to its potential in terms of the games that have come out on it and what it does. So I'm going to drop the bomb now and show you this. Obviously, PlayStation 5. Yeah, come out 3 years ago, was it now? And to be brutally honest, apart from kind of like Elden Ring, there's nothing really visually or gameplay wise that makes you go wow. Now, I remember the step up from the PS2 to PS3. That was significant. Slowed down slightly for the PS4, but you thought, yeah, the PS4 can do things that the PS3 can't. PS5, the graphics just don't seem to kind of live up to the hype, to the potential we're led to have. It's going to have. The SS, the solid state drive was a bit of a game changer when it came out. and games are loading lightning quick, like Demon Souls, the remake of that used to load lightning quick. Elden Ring loads really quick as well. But to be honest with you, the games are loading really slow on it now. Got Space Marine 2, the Warhammer 40k thing, just bought that recently. Good game, good solid game. But being honest with you, it takes ages to load. And, you know, the stuff like in quality mode in the games, and it's struggling to hit 30 frames a second. It's not acceptable, is it really? And I put that down. I'll be honest with you, it's probably not the hardware that's the problem. I think it's developers just either not harnessing the hardware or just being lazy and putting, you know, games just don't show what the PlayStation's capable of, the PlayStation 5. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shocker. And that one, I can't hate on it because I play it and I enjoy it. But I think just in terms of the disappointment of it, that's why it's kind of in there. So, yeah. So, to finish the video off, thank you for watching this. I really appreciate it, guys. I know your time's valuable. The three people I'm going to tag in are K-Lloyd Gamer. Amazing guy on his YouTube channel, you know, with his collection, his games. I think he's basically cut from the same cloth with me when it comes to gaming, and not just because we're from the same kind of areas. So I'd really like to see what he thinks the best and worst of his collection are. I'd like to see a guy called Officially Captured. I don't know if he's on YouTube at the moment. He's always showing me love on the channel and saying some really nice things about the stuff I put on. So I'd really like to see his feedback about that. And then the third person, let me think, who should we have? Again, I think it's a person that puts a lot of good things to the channel. He's always feeding back and puts some really nice comments on there and tends to generally support what I'm doing. So he's not a gaming channel he's got per se, but he's a guy who's all about the 90s, trainers, old school stuff from the 80s. That's the Retro Man, Randy Savage. Now, I know he's got a few systems, so but he's no collector. So if you know, if you just do a best and worst, one of each. If you haven't got the full six there, mate. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video. I don't often get in front of the camera. But the way things are going now, I think I might start doing some more videos where I'm actually in front of the camera now, because it's nice to talk to your audience, isn't it? So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So if you've been tagged in this video, I look forward to seeing your video response to this. And thank you 8-Bit Boy UK Ollie for tagging me in this and getting me to this video. Great stuff. In a bit.